escort from D10 who will sanitize the hands of the captain and the match referee before the toss. Extremely important these days, isn't it? My unused hand. Thank you so much. Sir, are we all ready for the toss? Right, sir. Tails. It is Dubai Pulse Secure winning the toss for the first ever Emirates D10. Mohammad Rashid, the skipper. What can you do today?
I think we'll try to chase, and I think it looks like a good wicket to bat on. And initially, it's the first match of the game of the tournament, so we'll just try to see how it goes and bat first.
Right, D10, a very interesting tournament, just a very quick 10-over tournament. Does the pitch change too much from the captain's perspective?
I don't think it will change much, but obviously it's a little hot now, so it'll probably get cooler as the day goes by, and I don't think there'll be any other changes.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, and wish you luck for the first ever game of the Emirates D10.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So that's Mohammad Rashid, the skipper of Dubai Pulse Secure, winning the toss and electing to field first. And we have the skipper, Ahmed Raza of ECB Blues. Ahmed didn't win the toss first up. What would you have done if you would have won it?
I mean, it's such a short format. It doesn't really matter what you're batting or bowling. I think you just got to do well. Batting here. I mean, there's no idea how the pitch is going to play, but which can defend anything.
Lovely. That's a confident skipper. Bowling attack that can defend anything. Long time, a long break for a person like you who's extremely into fitness. How the last 4 months been, Mohammed?
Was challenging, but obviously standing here finally and first ball to be both.
Well, lovely. Go well, and all the best for the first game there, Ahmed. Well, so that is the news from the centre. Dubai Pulse Secure have won the toss and they have elected to field first. The first competitive match, as Ahmed Raza said, in a long, long time, right in the COVID times. Well, we ensure that the entertainment will come to you right here. CAFU presents, this is the Emirates D10.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. To the first game of the Emirates D10 tournament. The match between ECB Blues and Dubai Pulse Secure. Dubai Pulse Secure are winning the toss and electing to field first. For the opening pair for ECB Blues, we have Rohan Mustafa and the youngster Chirag Suri. With me in the comm box is Neil. Great to have you back, Neil.
Thank you so much, Charu. A fantastic day, and I'm really glad that cricket is back. 4 months of no action whatsoever, and ECB comes up with a fantastic concept wherein a short 10-over match is played. And what we have gathered over here is a bunch of enthusiastic cricketers at the domestic level who will be showcasing their powers in this outfield. D10, it's a domestic 10-over tournament, Charvi, and it's going to be raining 4s and 6s, I'm so sure, in this super hot summer day in Dubai. We are at the ICC Academy, Oval number 1 in Dubai. And for ECB Blues, as you mentioned, Chavi, Rohan Mustafa and Chirag Suri.
Yes, we have Rohan Mustafa and Chirag Suri. They're out there. I think it's going to be Rohan Mustafa to take strike. The first ball to be bowled. It's getting a little bit of movement there in the air. Mohammad Rashid, the skipper for Dubai Pulse Secure. Number 10 jersey. Interesting scenes here at the ICC Oval in Dubai. Gets off the mark right away.
Handsomely driven there in over-pitch delivery, Rohan Mustafa. Flamboyant cricketer, if you've seen him play. And we'll have to just see and ensure that these boys who've been out of action for a long time, 4 months, could be harsh on any professional sports person. And in these 4 months, very limited amount of practice, literally no gym time, and a lot of junk time, Chari.
Yes, a lot of junk time, but looking at the enthusiasm on the field and looking at the body language of the players, I think they were eager to get back on track. And it's so good to have, like you mentioned, so good to have some cricket back in action.
That was a big shout for LBW umpire, not interested. Chirag Suri off the mark. The inside edge coming in. D10 is an interesting format, Charvi. 10 overs. The shortest format of competitive cricket. Here, the bowlers are tested, the batsmen are tested, and what is really interesting is to see that how their minds are all in for this game. Next one. Swing and a miss there.
Very rightly said, Neil. It is a test for all three departments of the game. Batting, bowling and fielding all together. And it is quite interesting to see how in such a short format, the game lasts about an hour to an hour and a half. It gets more interesting in the second innings because you have the chasing team that comes in. Nicely placed. And a good single. Very quick between the wickets. Rohan Mustafa and Chirag Suri.
Well, yeah, played it softly towards the third man. Knew from the time the bat connected the ball that they had to run for that single. And good coordination between both these boys. Rohan Mustafa, the more experienced of the pair, while Chirag Suri has a lot of international franchise cricket experience. Next one, stepping down, played it straight, the ball's going. Long on will come into play. Just a single there.
He comes with a lot of experience as well, and that'll be the end of the over. 1 over gone, it's 4 for none.
So that's how it is. A muted start from ECB Blues, to say so. Just 4 runs in that first over. 2 for Mustafa, 2 for Suri. 9 more overs to go, Charvi.
Also, like we mentioned, at the pitch report, Neil, we spoke about the ball coming up nicely. We can see there's a bit of a help for the pacers as well. In some spots we have got some bald areas. We saw a little bit of movement. That's the end.
So it will be jersey number 11, Fahad Tariq, coming into bowl from the academy end, marking his run-up. And he'll have to live up to the expectations of his teammate. First over just going for 4 runs, and this is the shortest format. You would be expecting a lot of runs coming through startup. But a brilliant start there for Dubai Pulse Secure. Slight adjustment for the side screen. It is Chirag Suri on strike.
We're hoping to see some fireworks in this over. I'm guessing that's what the batsmen are intending to do as well. Looking at their body language, they're wanting to go after everything that comes along. That was a good delivery. Very good delivery, that.
A little fumble there at the covers, and single coming through for Suri.
Rohan Mustafa is known for the big fireworks. He's known to come out there and go, look for his spot and start, giving us those 4s and 6s and some good entertainment. So I think we're waiting for that, Rohan.
I'm so sure, and his trademark reverse sweep. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like this coming through. Rohan Mustafa, like we mentioned, Charvi, a very flamboyant cricketer, a very handy bowler as well. Will be facing, for the first time in the second over of the match, the first match of the CAFU Presents Emirates D10.
Oh, hits him on the pad. That's a huge appeal, and the finger goes up, and that's wicket number 1. And that is Rohan Mustafa. Unfortunate. He is going to have to walk back. What a good delivery that was. Just using the ball area on the turf there.
Well, yes. See, the pressure was definitely on the batsman there. Rohan Mustafa, his ability to score freely was curbed in the very first over, and that resulted in the pressure wicket, as they say. Great delivery there by the bowler. It is going to be the next batsman, the young lad representing the ECB Blues, Vritya Arvind, wearing jersey number 33, who will join Chirag Suri. So 2 young colts in the centre. I'm so sure here Chirag will take the role of the senior, Charvi.
Yes, he will take the role of the senior. He has a lot of international experience, also the experience from the UAE men's side. Vritya will definitely have a lot to learn from out there in the middle from Chirag. Few adjustments on the field.
Well, yes, there's a funny little hop in the bowler's run-up, if you see, right before he crosses the umpire, and that's something that one must see. It definitely confuses the batsman for a fraction. Next one, just back of the length, played with soft hands towards the point region. Will get a single there.
It's good running from the young lad. Good legs.
Well, yeah, fresh legs in this hot summer. We'll have to see how long they last.
It's quite hard. That will take a toll on some of the players, considering the fact they're coming back after a really long time. It will be a little difficult for them to get on board. Oh, nicer delivery, straight into the hands, and they have their man. It's Chirag Suri, wicket number 2, 6 for 2, the ECB Blues, and now that's pressure.
Well, yes, Chirag Suri, the big name, walks back. A simple catch, and that is the fall of Chirag Suri, walking back. Didn't really trouble the scorers too much, just 3 runs on his name. Mohammad Usman will be the next man in. So both the openers are back in the hut without scoring too much, just 6 runs on board for ECB Blues. And I must say, more than anything else, it is the pressure now that will be something that both these boys will have to ensure they manage well.
The challenge here, Neil, is going to be that we're already in over number 2. We have 8 overs to go past. Now, what is it that's happening in the ECB Blue dressing room? How are they going to capitalize on the remaining overs and get at least a decent total on board? Anything close to 100. Considering this is a T10 tournament, we're hoping for the batsman on the other end to come and they have to put in some pressure. They're going to have anything that is going to be close to 100, 120. That runs at least a little bit of a pressure.
I completely agree with you. When you say, meanwhile, there, played it straight and a couple of fumbles before reaching to the ball just inside the boundary line, a single coming in. So saying that, Chari, in a format like this, when you talk about a decent score, how do you define decent?
It's a funny format because you can't really define decent, because we would say in a T20 we have a score in mind, but in a D10 we're not very sure at this stage if the score is, should we say 100, 150 perhaps. That will also be the end of the over. 2 gone. It's 8 for 2.
A run rate of 4 per over. Usman on 1, Arvind on 2. A very successful over by Tariq Farid. 2 wickets in that one. And both the openers, both really good batsmen there, Charvi.
Very important wickets, those two, Rohan Mustafa and Chirag Suri. Back to back. 8 for 2. 2 overs have gone past. Have gone past.
It's Fahad Al-Hashmi with the new ball coming in from the far end. A stockily built tall guy. Oh, it's really good. A rhythmic run-up. And starts with a wide. What an anticlimax to my description there, Charvi.
Quite unfortunate there at that occasion. Vritya will be relieved. He's a young lad. Great exposure for for some of the youngsters who are part of this league. We've seen some really young names that have been added to the squads. Really good to see the the initiative taken by ECB to give the opportunity to the others. Well kept there, keeper. Well done. And yet another wide. So some runs on the board will give a little bit of a relief to ECB Blues.
Yeah, Adnan Khan, not one of the fitter wicket keepers that you'll see in international cricket, but definitely did really well for his team. Saved a definite boundary there, Charvi, diving onto his right. Meanwhile, Hashmi.
Yet
Down
another
the
wide
leg
there.
side. A hat-trick of wides there.
So starts off with the one on the leg side, followed by one on the off, and then continuing on to the leg side yet again. A very light breeze blowing across the ground as well, Neil, and I think the breeze would help the movement of the ball along, giving the bowlers an additional piece of help. Good decision from the skipper for the Bipal secure. That'll be the first boundary. 4 runs, and Vritya will be delighted. Runs on board for ECB Blues.
Well, absolutely. This time again, Fahad Al-Hashmi erring in line, going slightly down the leg side. And for a quality batsman, that's a gift. That's a gift that you don't give to a batsman. Look at this. Hashmi coming in on the back of 3 wides. The movement in the air, inwards, going down the leg side of Vritya. And all he had to do is connect the ball to the bat, deft touch, and all the way to the boundary. So 4 runs for Vritya. And I'm so sure that will give a lot of confidence to this young lad. 6 runs of 3 balls for him. Usman 1 of 1, and Hashmi comes into bowl again.
Good use of the wrists there by Vritya. Very good use of the wrists. And they will need to capitalize. They need runs on board. They do realize they're already into over number 3. 16 on board, and they've lost their openers. That will put a little bit of a pressure on the team. Considering this turf and considering the run rate, what's the score we're looking at here, Neil?
Well, I mean, ECB definitely would be happy if they reach around 80 odd on this turf. Again, see, look at this, Charvi. This turf has been undercover for almost 4 years. 4 months, beg your pardon. No cricket going on thanks to Corona. Meanwhile, then next one, a shout there, a direct hit would have put Vritya in trouble. The ball went straight to the fielder. And Vritya, the excited kid, almost halfway down, had to pull his feet back, and always difficult to drive the car in reverse gear.
Good piece of fielding there at mid-wicket. Oh, that's nicely played in the gap. It's going to be a bit of a chase, and they will run away. Yet another boundary. Runs are coming in.
Usman now this time gets a boundary. Fahad Al-Hashmi gets this movement in the air and wanted to play it more straightish, actually. With the last moment, with the movement of the ball, opened the face of the bat, played it beautifully between the 2 fielders behind square. And a dive at the last minute couldn't really save the boundary. So 20 for 2. And the 5th delivery, Fahad Al-Hashmi.
The struggle in this format, Neil, is hitting straight into the hands of the fielder is not going to help. It'll probably give you a single. Pushing it into the gap. Now, we're at the ICC Academy, we're at the ICC Oval, and we are the Oval is famous for their rocket speed outfield. It's a fantastic outfield. Once you place the ball, it's gone. We've seen it in 2 previous occasions. Good stop there. Good over for Dubai Pulse Secure. And a change in combox. 3 overs up. It's 20 for 2. Joining you in the combox is Mr. Kamran and Abid.
Hello and good evening from ICC Cricket Academy, Dubai. And with me I have Abid Ibrahim. Good evening, Abid.
Thank you very much, Kamran. Thanks to Shavi for the lovely introductions. We are back with the action after almost 4 months. Well, I see a lot of players being a little bit rusty. Never mind seeing Rohan Mustafa and someone like Chirag Suri going back to the pavilion very early. It's Fahad Tariq again from the pavilion end and driven towards the onside. That's a dot ball. I think dot balls counts the most here. If you get 3 dot balls, that equals a wicket, I think, in T10 format. What do you say, Kamran?
Definitely, and especially considering this is the last over of the field restrictions, so only 2 fielders outside. And again, just tip and run for a quick a single.
Yeah, I would be interesting to see Arvind, how he plays today, because he's a very young lad. Difference between Fahad Al-Hashmi and him is huge, because Fahad Hashmi started playing with the UAE in 90s, and this guy Arvind has just made a debut, so they face each other. Is a very interesting contest. It was played with soft hands or direct hit, but I think Arvind is safe at home.
Yeah, good effort from the fielder, hitting the stumps direct, but batsmen were easily in their crease. So a good contest building up, considering it's the first game of the tournament, and after such a while the cricket has returned, and this is a bit hot evening with the humidity around 45%. This time played upishly over the fielder, and ball races down to the long off boundary, 4 runs.
Well, really, the fielder cannot do anything apart from looking it from underneath it. It was timed it well, in swinger, picked it up nicely, well over the head of Fahad Al-Hashmi. That's gone for 4 runs.
Yeah, I think the message is clear. They want to make the best use of the fielding restrictions. Only a couple of balls left in the 4th over.
Yeah, you struggle when your openers doesn't score well, so you try to build a mini partnership there, which has been driven. Now this one to the onside, and again yet another boundary, back-to-back 4s.
Yeah, another excellent shot. He just tried to place, picked it up off his toes and placed it in the vacant area, making the best use of the field restrictions as we were discussing. I mean, it's a lightning outfield over here. So Arvind making good use of this strip. And again, tries to improvise it, but unfortunately for him, places it straight to the fielder, so no runs.
So after 4 overs, the score moves to 30 for the loss of 2 wickets with the run rate 7.5.
It's a pretty hot, we can't say it's really scorching afternoon in Dubai. From the Dubai standards, it's a bit pleasant, we can say. It's just 38 degrees, around 38 degrees, but it feels like 46 degrees because of the humidity. Of around 50%, and
or it could be you have come out after 4 months. Well, Faisal Amin has bowled 1 over, given away 4 runs only with no wicket. Fahad Tariq have taken 2 wickets, given away 2 overs. All his quota is over. Fahad Al-Hashmi have given 12 runs in his 1 over. I think the new bowler will have.
So this is the DAFA News fun fact. We will come back to it. New bowler taking his marking his run up, and we will have to see how Emirates ECB Blues take their innings from here. They are 30 for loss of the 2 wickets after 4 overs. So Captain Mohammad Rashid is coming into the bowling, and Abid, since you have played with lots of these players who are taking part in this tournament, so tell us a bit more about Mohammad Rashid.
Well, a skipper who always loves to play cricket, driven towards straight, and that would be, I think, only one. Rashid, he's good at turning the ball. I think the pitch will favor him a lot because what I see, a lot of grass on the pitch. Spinners has a huge role to play, but it's a 10 overs game. All you need to do is just go after the big hits. But what I see in the game here is a lot of full-length deliveries and a lot of onto the pad balls. Maybe they're trying to put on a wicket-to-wicket because it's a shorter format, trying to contain. But I think it's not an ideal to bowl on the pads all the time.
Played upishly, and the ball goes into the vacant area in the gap, and Arvind picks up another 4. So Arvind is getting along with the game. Here's another look at the shot. Well flighted, pitched up, and he heaved it to the cow corner, as they say. And another attempt, but this time it will go straight to the fielder, so just a single.
Yeah, if you're going to attack on the stumps only with that fuller length delivery, you badly need those 2 fielders to be out there on the long on in the mid-wicket region. So I don't know why they're coming. Yeah, it's a left-hand batsman, Muhammad Usman. Yeah, this is good. I think little slightly back. Yeah, this length is better.
And Mohammad Rashid just earned a bit of gold in this format, that is a dot ball. And ECB Blues 36 for the loss of 2 wickets, and they are approaching the halfway mark of their innings. Again, he played upishly, and it has gone all the way for a 6.
Yeah, that's the first maximum of the CAFU D10. It was pitched again upish, easy for Usman. Straight over the boundary for 6 runs.
I think Abid, Rashid is trying to purchase some spin from this strip, but I think just this early in the game, he's flighting the ball and expecting the batsman to miss time or miscue their shots. He knows that batsmen are going to go after him, and this time played sensibly to finish the over. And at the halfway mark, ECB Blues, they are 43 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Well, I think it's still a good over to count, 13 of it, halfway through, but anything below than 10 would be an ideal over here. But I won't mind having 13, 12 runs in over, because what we see is that pitch has a lot of to offer for the spinners if they ball in the right channels. Shahid Afridi hits his record 37 ball ton with Sachin Tendulkar's bat.
That's the DAFA News fun fact. And Emirates D10 tournament 2020, you are watching live from ICC Cricket Academy, Dubai.
Yeah, just to give you the background of this bat, it was given to Waqar Yunus and by Sachin Tendulkar, and it was used by Shahid Khan Afridi on his second innings, which he scored 37 ball 100. So Imran Haider, the leggy, he's with the current UAE squad, a very good leg spinner.
And Abid, I think it's a pretty interesting choice of ends for the off spinner and the leg spinner here, because they are spinning into the wind. And loud appeal, umpire just thought about it and just shook his head in denial. So as I was saying, because if you see on your screen right now, the wind is blowing from the off to the leg side of the left-hander. And Imran is bowling into him.
They played a lot to each other, Usman and Imran Haider. They have played a lot to each other. They know each other's game. But I think it's the right time to bring Imran Haider now. But he's a very, very good bowler who can contain the score and take up wickets. Those googlies will work here. And I think his leg spin will be going towards the wind. So I think he would be more effective if he comes from the other end.
This is what I thought, because Rashid came from the other side as well, and for him as well, his spin was aligned with the wind, and this time he comes out and plays upishly, but couldn't middle it properly, so it will be stopped by the fielder, and the batsman will run back for 2 runs.
Well fielded by a big fella, Fadil Hashmi, putting his all of efforts at this age. Tremendous work. He's very fit. He's very fit. The last international he played was in Australia against South Africa, where he fractured his leg. He's been out of the scenes since then. Imran Haider played down the leg side, and that's a big question to the umpire. Umpire turned down the appeal. Larry, it was close, wasn't it, Kamran?
Yeah, it is, but with the 8 wickets in hands, it makes all the sense in the world to take those risky runs and keep the scoreboard ticking, especially when a bowler like Imran Haider is operating. So both batsmen must have decided that they have to run, because after this over, only 4 overs are left in this innings, and they have 8 wickets in hands. And let's see what Arvind would like to do with these couple of deliveries. Arvind is playing, he has played pretty well till now.
Yeah, but if you have noticed, the over is going so well, played with soft hands. That will be only 6 coming. There is one more delivery to go, yet more delivery to go, but this over has been decent in terms of the other overs.
For sure, and Imran Haider showing all his experience and varying a bit of flight and the length as well. And this time he paddled it and sent it to the boundary for 4 runs, what would have been a white ball otherwise, but he gathers 4 runs. Here's another look at it.
Well played, that one. He was looking for that shot from a long time, because Imran was offering him the ball at the pads more often. That's 50 comes up with that stroke, 53 runs for 2 after 6 overs.
So it's a hot day here, and the fielder, the batsman, here's a look at the ACB Blues batting card till now. Rohan Mustafa, a big name. He failed to make an early impression in the tournament. He went just for 2. He got out LBW to Tariq. And then Shiraz Suri, the another big name, big gun. So ECB Blues did not have a very good start, but then from then onward, with Arvind and Mohammad Usman, they both have batted reasonably well, Abid.
Yeah, but see this, because they have a very strong lineup. ECB Blues have a very, very strong lineup. If you see, you name it and they have in the card. So in terms of the players, the openers, I think there was a fit pair, the most destruction pair in the league.
So the left arm spinner in the 7th over, Fahad Nawaz, has come on to bowl from the far end, and I'm sure both of these batsmen, they were comparatively, in any form of cricket, 4 overs or 5 overs is not much of a time, but in this format, 4 or 5 overs is a very, very long time to be at the crease, to understand and get on with the game. So a little bit of field placement.
Fahad Nawaz, another big name in under 19, but nothing for the fielder and nothing for the bowler. Smacked it over the long off by Mohammad Usman. Beautifully lofted a hit. 6 runs maximum.
Yeah, another long hop, literally a long hop. from the Dubai Pulse secure bowler Fahad Nawaz, and batsman took best toll of it. Again, he goes again. The ball is in the air, fielder is getting under it, but he couldn't reach to the ball, and the batsman survives.
The fielder did not read the ball at all. He took off late, and then he was miserable in between in the air. The ball was in the air for a long time. I think that should have been a caught. Yeah, that's what the captain is asking also, Mohammad Rashid. Fahad Nawaz, a youngster. This one pulled it over the mid-wicket region this time. Another maximum, 6 runs.
Again, a very juicy half-tracker from Fahad Nawaz, and they look a bit a lot rusty, and it looks like they haven't been able to practice that much in all this Corona period, and the batsmen are making best use of his half-trackers here. Abid?
Well, that's a juicy ball for any batsman would take it for granted. He pulled it with ease. Umpire is having a view at the ball. Well, I think Fahad is too short, either too full. He's not been on to the target at all. Yeah, it comes again. Balls, easy delivery. Shafaqat Ali picks it up. Pick and throw, but Mohammad Usman made it.
Yeah, I think from the standards of this T10, here's another look at the shot, and he was trying to place it in the gap because it's a lightning fast outfield, but found the fielder. So from the bowling perspective, they're giving it too much air.
Shafaqat Ali is not bowled yet. He's an ideal to bowl here in this situation. Excellent with the Yorker. I'll have a change in commentary box. Neil, welcome to the com box again.
Thank you so much, Abid. And it definitely looks like your stint in the com box has helped the ECB Blues to get some runs on board. Definitely a lucky charm there.
I hope the captain is not listening, the other captain.
Well, he would definitely ensure that you're out of the com box. And, well, it looks like he's heard you. We see Charlie walking in.
Yes, it's all to you, Chavi. My term is done. Thank you.
So a fantastic span of cricket. 7 overs gone, 68 for 2 is the score. Vidya on 30, Usman on 30. And a partnership of 62 runs between these two lads. They've done really good. Usman 30 of 18, Charvi, and Arvind 30 of 15, going at a strike rate of 200. Wow, this is phenomenal. I love the way they've come back, the ECB Blues, in this game. 7 overs gone, 68 for 2.
Thank you, Neil, and thank you, Abid. They really recovered well in the middle overs, putting some score on board at the starting. We were looking at them. They were struggling a little bit, the ECB Blue batsmen. Done well, especially the youngster, Vidyanand. Some good-looking shots down the ground that he's hit, powerful shots.
Well, yes, this is where the quality comes in. A lot of training, a lot of hard work, and here's the result. Meanwhile, the next one has been played towards the mid-wicket region, gets a single, comfortable one to start with. Ali is the new bowler, and a ball or two to gauge where he bowls, what he bowls, and then probably the fireworks could continue. They've got a lot of wickets in hand, Charvi, just 3 more overs to go.
Yeah, 3 more overs to go, and I think they need to start capitalize. This is going to be the these overs are going to be challenging here to see what score they end up with. And I'm sure the opposition will be looking at the scoreboard quite closely. They're going to have to come in a little later, and they will need to chase that target as well. Oh, good delivery, just a little bit of movement towards into the batsman. Well kept, keeper. Yet again, I think he's really impressed us with his skills today.
Oh, well, yes, definitely good behind the wickets there. And Ali coming in previously to the left-handed batsman, Usman, from round the wicket. It's kind of tricky for the bowler to adjust the line when there's a right-hand, left-hand combination, but Ali so far has done well. Meanwhile, a low full toss there, and we'll go towards the deep mid-wicket region. Get a single there. Wanted to probably try the in-swinging Yorker. There is this little wind movement which is blowing across the wicket, and that will give some assistance to the bowlers who have this tendency to move the ball across. And he did get that, little assistance, but the ball didn't pitch. A low full toss. One would say Usman couldn't make the best use of it, though.
Probably, yes. A reverse sweep puts the ball away, but straight into the hands of the fielder there at third man. A direct hit could have put the batsman in trouble, but good legs there with Anand. I think he's really done well. He's got 32 of just 17 deliveries, and he's gone all out. He knows that he's got the wickets in hand. He's just got a limited number of overs, and he's going to go out there and go for it. I think that's also the message that is coming in from the dressing room for these two.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw him practice the reverse sweep while he was off the camera after the failed attempt previously. Meanwhile, Ali stepping down, and that's it. That'll be the end of Usman, end of a fantastic partnership.
Just brushing the bails off there on that occasion. Good delivery. Got that in-swinger right.
Well, yes, he'd been trying that and finally got it right. Usman on that occasion stepping down to crash that ball outside the park, but he will himself have to walk outside the park, and it's going to be Mohammad Bhuta who's coming in, or is it Mohammad Ayaz who's walking in? We'll have to
well, a fun fact there, the fun news fun fact.
So it's Mohammad Ayaz. We're just getting some confirmations. Meanwhile, Chavi, an interesting turn of events here. Just about one ball remaining to the 8th over, and a well-set partnership is broken. And it's Mohammad Bhuta who comes in to give company to Vritya. ECB 71 for 3 in 7.5. One pin less for Ali. No left-hand, right-hand combination.
Yeah, well, that'll help. And pushed away straight away. Gets off the mark. 4 runs. Good-looking boundary there. Just a little bit of an edge. And that's what you need in a format of the game like that. You need to capitalize. You need more and more runs. Going at this stage where we know we just have 2 more overs to go. We just need to. They need to ensure that they get maximum runs over the delivery that they've been receiving.
Oh, well, yes, Mohammad Bhuta looking fantastic now. He is someone that we've seen not in the best of shapes while playing domestic cricket, but look at him now. Wow. Of all the players that we've seen, the corona lockdown time has been extremely kind and fruitful to Mohammad Bhuta. He's got extremely fit.
He has gotten fit. And if you look at the bowling card as well, using a variety of bowlers, the skipper for the Bipal Secure. For our viewers, this is the CAFU presents Emirates D10 tournament. Oh, what a good shot that by Vritya Anand. A scoop there at the back. 4 runs, 1 bounce over the fence. Good lad for a boundary.
Oh, absolutely. A very handsome looking shot there. Got right underneath the ball. And the way he played it, well balanced, well planned, and extremely effective. 36 of 18 for this young lad. He is someone that one should keep an eye for in all the future games of this tournament. He set the tone right here in the first game. Vritya Anand came in when the team wasn't looking good. 6 for 2 is when he walked in, and has definitely done well. Meanwhile, Amin Farooq, this one has been played uppishly, and will that result in a boundary? Yes, it does. That's a 4 yet again. Back-to-back boundaries for Vritya. Takes his personal score to 40 and the team total to 83 for 3 in 8.2.
He's looking confident, the young lad. Pushing the ball, getting on every opportunity he's getting. 83 for 3 now. The ECB Blue.
Well, they've definitely crossed the 80-run mark that we were talking about earlier today. Chari, meanwhile, an open delivery. This one up in the air and will go all the way. That's a 6.
Yet another maximum there for Vrithya Ireland.
This is the format that will entertain you. Every single ball once things go the batsman way. And that's what we're experiencing right now. 4, 4, 6. The first 3 balls of this fresh over by Amin Farooq. He's given away 14 runs. His first over, he had just given 4 runs. Look at the change of fortunes there.
And they're getting a little closer to the 100 mark yet again. That's back-to-back. Another maximum in the similar region. Vrithya Ireland. A couple of pat on the backs and a 50 there. 50 for the young lad. What a great innings for him to come in and play. What a great innings.
And what timing. You know, he came in at the time when the team was in literal shambles, 6 for 2, comes in, not just stabilizes the innings, but also empowers the team to reach a fantastic score. And with that, a half century. Mind you, a half century in just a 10-over format, that's worth more than a century in a 50-over format there, Chavi.
Yeah, he's just got that out of 21 deliveries. Vrithya Ireland yet again, he pulls it up. Is that going to be another maximum? Yes, it is. 6 number 3.
Wow, that is so amazing. Look at that form of cricket. Gets underneath the ball, and he knew the moment the bat connected that the fielder will have to step outside the boundary line, probably walk a few yards to fetch the ball back. A hat-trick of 6s coming in for Vrithya, and an extremely expensive over brings up the 100 for ECB Blues. 101 for 3 in 8.5. Their run rate 11.43. Charvi, 80 runs, the benchmark that we set earlier when they lost 2 wickets at just 6 runs. Now they've crossed that. They've broken through the 100 barrier, which you were talking about. The 100 is something which should be there. 1.1 over remaining. 7 more deliveries. Where do you see the score going?
I think another 120. So looking at around 19 odd runs, 19 or 20 odd runs on board. That would help them. And let's not forget the skipper, Ahmed Raza. He made a very good point at the toss when you asked him, and he said, our team is well equipped and we can defend any score. So we're looking at a little bit of a pressure here for the Dubai Secure. And we did lose the ball there, so the umpire has come back in. I'm trying to find the missing ball that Vrithya put right in place.
In gully cricket, Vrithya would have had to go back. Ball gone kar diya, cricket khatam, match batting khatam.
And he'd be like, fetch it yourself, buddy.
Fetch it yourself, you bet, seriously. But lucky that that's not the case over here. It is the CAFU presents Emirates D10, a domestic 10-over tournament. Teams getting to test their powers here in the shortest format of the cricket game. The teams from Fujairah, Ajman, Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi and ECB Blues all coming into play today.
We have a couple of games coming up today as well. Later today we have the game between Dubai and we have the next game between Abu Dhabi and Ajman. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Followed by Sharjah versus Fujairah at 8 p.m. And then we've got the final game, Dubai versus Ajman, at 10 p.m. UAE time. So make sure you stay tuned with us. We will be taking you through the entertainment all the way for all the scheduled games for today. And I'm expecting this evening to be extremely action-packed. The umpire's now finally walking back. I think they found the missing ball.
Well, yeah, but that's when they get to see the fourth umpire running in with the pack of balls. The balls in the pack of the fourth umpires are generally well-aged balls. Right time for the usage. Well, 4 matches scheduled today. Dubai Port Secure versus ECB Blues. Team Abu Dhabi versus Ajman Alubond lined up next up as we spoke, and then 2 more games following that. We've got Sharjah versus Fujairah and Dubai versus Ajman. So Dubai Port Secure will come into play again later today. And 6 hours of recovery time, enough, I guess, shall we?
Yeah, I think that'll be good enough. Also, the heat is quite hard on the players. We should be, keeping that in mind. The heat is quite hard on the players. Nicely placed by Vrithya. And that will also be the end of the over. So 1 more over to go. We are at 102 for 3.
Alright, so 11.33 the run rate for ECB. At one point in time they were moving around 3 on their run rate, and they lost 2 wickets early on. Good partnership of 62 between Vrithya, Arvind and Wasim. Bhuta's just joined in. His first ball that he faced, he hit it for a boundary, but it will be Arvind, Vrithya, Arvind on strike to face Ali for the last over of the first innings of CAFU presents Emirates D10. Ali coming in from the academy end. Tried to scoop this one, not successful. Scoop is a funny shot, Charvi. It looks very entertaining, but at the same time, your precision has to be absolutely immaculate.
Because you're also in the scoop, there's very minimal effort. What you're doing is you're using the pace of the ball. So you have to be accurate. It's got to hit the middle of the bat. Only then you're going to be able to, it's all about timing. And we're in the last over, and we have to see how many runs they're going to get there. And there he goes. That's a biggie. And that is going to be a maximum.
Vrithya doing his best. Yet another 6. He tried playing the scoop in the previous delivery, but realized, hey, when I can get runs in the wheel, let me head it there. And that's exactly what it is. What you see on your screens is the other oval, the Oval 1. 2 ovals in the ICC Academy, both international cricket certified. So we've seen a lot of international cricket being played here at these ovals right now. Third ball.
There you go. He goes again. That's straight down the ground. Will be a bounce over the fence. 4 runs.
Raining boundaries here, Charvi. Raining boundaries. I wish it was actually raining.
Oh, we hope we would be. It's actually quite hot. And, well, this is the need of the hour. They need the runs. It's the final over of the innings, and lots of runs that we require on the board. However, I think they've got a good, decent total up there. 112. But let's not forget the Dubai Secure is going to come on strong as well in the second innings. Well, that will be to wait and watch. Yet again, that's gone high up in the air, and that's going to be a maximum as well.
Right in our neighborhood, this one was literally targeted towards the comb box, but missed us by a couple of feet. Well, Vrithya and Arvind, 75 of 27. Probably 2 more overs and Vrithya would have hit a century. Probably if he had just started a couple of overs earlier.
Probably, yes. Good lad. Good man, good man. Oh, then again, that's a feisty one. Will it reach the fence? Good work from the fielder. They want to, and they will get it comfortably. A little bit of a fumble there in the long off region.
Fahad Al-Hashmi doing a bit of footy there. I mean, would definitely be walking through any football team with his skills there. The way he stopped that ball going to the boundary. Next one, Ali. Up in the air. Now, is there a fielder underneath, or will the ball reach the fence? That's yet another boundary. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal. That's a 6.
So that will be the end of the innings, and what a finish. What a finish for the youngster. 83 of 29 deliveries. ECB Blues, they finish off at 126 for 3. Dubai Pulse secure. They require 127 in their allotted 10 overs at a run rate of 12.6 per over. Fantastic effort. What a good comeback from the ECB Blues.
Oh, undoubtedly, this young lad, Vrithya Arvind, He's been congratulated by all his teammates, and what a phenomenal performance coming in. Look at this, Charvi. This is the time when a youngster comes in, his team is not doing well, he's walked in with all the pressure on his head, right? And he raises the bat and says, listen, it's my day today. I'm going to knock it out. I will ensure that my team sails through, puts a respectable total on the board, and that's what he's done.
If you look at the batting card, we have Rohan Mustafa, who got out leg before to Tariq for 2 of 5 deliveries. Chirag Suri following him back, caught by Al-Hashmi for 3 of 4. Then came in Vritya Anand, the master blaster for this afternoon. Got an 83 of just 29. What good stats that is. What good stats. Gives a lot of pressure just reading it out off the screen. And they had a partnership, Mohammad Bhuta and Vritya Arvind had a partnership of 55 deliveries, and we have a bowling card there.
Well, Faisal Amin, 2 overs, 31 runs, pretty expensive. Fahad Tariq, the only one who got some favors off the bat, 2 wickets he got, and giving away 14 runs, 2 wickets in the same over, mind you. Fahad Al-Hashmi, 1 over 12 runs, 1 over 13 for Mohammad Rashid, the skipper. Imran Haider, 1 over 10 runs, 1 over 15 runs for Fahad. Nawaz and Shafqat Ali, expensive. That's what you call his stats. 2 overs, 31 runs. That's definitely not something that the captain would like from a bowler who bowled really well in the first part, but then couldn't really control the fire of Vritya Arvind.
So the rate required is 12.7 runs an over. We have 10 overs on board. Required score 127. Lots of luck to the Baipal Secure. We're going to take a bit of a break here, and we will have a change in the comm box coming in the first session. Stay tuned, we will be back in just a couple of minutes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the day one of CAFU presents Emirates D10. We are at the ICC Academy in Dubai Sports City, in the city of Dubai, United Emirates. And in the first game that we've seen, a fantastic turn of events, quick wickets, great shots, amazing firepower, and a good total. And that's exactly what you get to see when you play a 10-over match. And that's exactly what D10 is all about. It is the domestic 10 overs tournament by the Emirates Cricket Board. A fantastic opportunity for the young lads and the professionals to show their talent. Second innings, 127 runs is what the Dubai Pulse Secure need to score against the ECB Blues. ECB Blues earlier today lost the toss, were put into bat, scored 126 in their 10 overs. And now in the commentary box, I'm Neil, and joining me is Kamran. Kamran, welcome to the Com Box.
Thank you, Neil, and a very explosive start to the tournament. In the first game, 126 on the board by the experienced and one of the favorites of the tournament, ECB Blues, up against Dubai Pulse Secure, who had ECB Blues on their knees in the early overs, but then let the game drift in the later stages of the innings.
Well, yes, it's Nawaz on strike, with Adnan Khan giving him company on the non-strikers end, and Mohammad Ayaz coming into bowl from the far end.
And just kept it away, and ball, in fact, ball hit the thigh of the Fahad Nawaz, and just raced to the boundary for the first boundary of Dubai Pulse Secure.
Well, yes, earning in line there, Mohammad Ayaz there. A very sensible bowler. We've seen him bowl some fiery pace deliveries in a lot of domestic and international matches that he's represented various teams. Left arm seamer bowler coming in from the far end yet again.
But this time he threw the kitchen sink on the very second delivery of the innings. And apparently, like we mentioned earlier about the wind, which is a cool breeze going across the ground. And apparently these two batsmen from the Dubai Pulse here, they have come out with a plan to take the maximum benefit of the field restrictions.
4 runs on the board in the third delivery. Ayaz pretty accurate with his bowling and pretty quick.
And this time picked off his toes, and a brilliant shot to the boundary for maximum.
Well, yes, if the ball comes at you with that kind of pace, all the batsman has to do is give direction, use the pace of the ball, and that's exactly what Nawaz did. And got the first maximum of this innings for Dubai Pulse Secure. Total going on to 10, with 4 in extras as leg buys, and of 6 from Nawaz.
So a productive start from Dubai Pulse Secure, and Mohammad Ayaz struggling for his line and length a bit. First he strayed in line, then probably he strayed a bit of length on this occasion, and gave a good juicy half volley to the batsman, and the batsman took the maximum benefit.
Ayaz coming in, this one a shortish delivery, just managed to get underneath the ball, and a fantastic effort there at the boundary, saved a definitive 4. That was Taimur Ali at the boundary, ensuring that just a couple of runs are added to the score.
So Fahad Nawaz giving a brisk start. In fact, a very explosive start to Dubai Pulse Secure chase to ECB's target. This time tries to give himself the room, and in the end couldn't reach to the ball.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ayaz is an experienced campaigner. He's not someone who will let you ride on his bowling attack. A good comeback there by the bowler. Dot ball. 8 runs so far in 5 deliveries. And what the batting side will have to ensure that from the first over itself, they will have to keep scoring in excess of 12 runs. 12.7 is what they needed at the start of this over. Right now it's climbed up to 14.4. Down the leg side, umpire calls a wide.
Again, he's trying in line, Mohammad Ayaz. So apparently, Neil, it looks like both teams, and in fact, we are yet to see other teams in the tournament. But as much we have seen from both sides, the early overs from both sides looks like the players are a bit rusty. They are lacking a bit of match practice, so they are struggling a bit with their line. The spinners were struggling with the flight of the delivery.
Well, yeah, it's just been like a couple of weeks that they've got back into practice. Meanwhile, this time, missed it, and so does the keeper. The ball will go towards the boundary. That's a 4. Leg by is signaled by the umpire, but runs nonetheless for Dubai Pulse Secure.
Again, straying over the leg, and ball goes to the boundary. So at the end of the first over, Dubai Pulse Secure is 17 without loss.
17 runs at the end of first over, of which just 8 coming off the bat. So not really a great start there for Ayaz. 9 in extras.
But a very good start for Dubai Pulse Secure, and that's the beauty of this contest, T10 contest, that game can change its head in a couple of overs. So, and from the momentum and the morale of the team perspective, it's a very good start for Dubai Pulse Secure, because the way the Emirates Blues finished their innings, Dubai Pulse Secure must have been very down on their confidence. But this start would give them a lot of hope.
It's going to be Junaid Siddiqui from the academy end coming into bowl. A quickie again. So double fast attack for ECB Blues. Adnan, meanwhile, tries to fend it away from the body, but no connection whatsoever, straight into the hands of the wicket keeper, Mohammad Bhuta. There's a great effort there earlier by Mohammad Bhuta diving onto the onside again. You see in this one there was movement.
Yeah, that's what confidence, what experience can bring to the field. And Junaid Siddiqui, he is experienced, and he has represented UAE as well. So his experience spoke for himself in his very first delivery. Good line, good length, not pitched up to the batsman and moved away. And this time, Adnan Khan played uppishly over the ring, and ball is racing toward the boundary, but the fielder intercepts it before the boundary. And it's a reality on this fast outfield to catch the ball before the boundary.
Well, it is Taimur Ali after all. Look at the way he sprints to reach the ball. He did that earlier today by saving a definitive boundary, does it again. Junaid, meanwhile, will be bowling, just given away 1 run and 2 deliveries that he's bowled so far.
Yeah, he's getting a bit of a shape out for outswing. And this time, the batsman couldn't really judge the length of the ball, and he aborted his shot literally.
And that was pretty nippy. Bowled right at the short length delivery. And that was a region, in fact, during the pitch report, Charlie had mentioned, if the ball is pitched at that area, it will get that zip and will move through really quick, and that's exactly what we saw. So, full marks there on the pitch report there, Kamran.
Yeah, definitely, and full marks to the bowler as well. Here he comes again. And this time he comes out, takes 2 steps and middles it. And the ball races towards the boundary for another boundary. A good positive strike from Fahad Nawaz.
Well, again, a very typical fast bowler thing that I'll bowl a half tracker, try to move your line away, tempt the batsman to step out, but this time it was the batsman who won this duel after the short ball that was brilliantly bowled by Junaid. This one got some runs. Fawad Nawaz will be on strike, 12 of 8, while Junaid comes in to bowl the 5th of his over.
And this time he plays uppishly over the covered region and couldn't time it properly. He was looking for the second run, but Adnan Khan sent him back. So in the end, here's another look, short and wide, and he tried to place it over the infield, but couldn't really time it. So 2 shots in this over that were played over the infield, but couldn't reach the boundary, which was a reality in the first innings, Neil.
Yeah, but then, again, what we're talking about is the first 2-3 overs where the ball does move. There is a lot of shine on the ball. It's a 10-over format. The ball won't lose its shine, but does get a little wee bit old, which goes in the favor of the batsman. Junaid, last ball. Played uppishly again. Is there a chance? Suri gets his hands to the ball, but not enough to take that catch. That would have been a splendid catch, worthy of plenty of replays, and would have gone into some 20,000 promo runs.
So here's another look. Suri couldn't really time his leap, and in the end he got his hands to the ball, but couldn't hang on to it. So with that narrow escape, that's the end of the second over. Dubai Pulse secure 24 without loss in chase of Emirates Blues target of 127.
Well, yeah, a good over coming in from Junaid. Definitely there were attempts, but couldn't really make the best of it. Third over would be bowled in Fawad Nawaz, 13 of 9. Adnan Khan, 2 of 3. What's really interesting is they've still maintained their run rate at 12. The required would be just slightly wee bit over this, but in and around that zone, I think Dubai Pulse Secure would be happy being there.
Yeah, they must be happy, especially for not losing the wickets early on. So they still have all 10 wickets, and they have 8 overs to go. And they need another 103 runs in the 96 deliveries left. Not really 96 deliveries left. 8 overs left. And this time Adnan Khan picks it up. Fielder is getting underneath it, but couldn't reach. And the ball falls safely in front of him. So again, Adnan Khan, he's just trying to lift the ball up, and he's struggling to really time the ball that masterly to take the ball to the boundary.
Well, yeah, Adnan Khan again, 10 overs of wicket keeping in this heat would have taken its own toll. And I'm sure that he would come to his play. He is known to be the hard-hitting batsman of Dubai Pulse Secure. Meanwhile, Kashif Daud, a nippy bowler, gets to move the ball a lot. And I'm so sure the audience who are viewing him will get to see that in the replays and the slow-mos, the way he gets to move the ball, trouble the batsman. A quick chat with the umpire, change in the field setting. The fine leg comes in. And back to the run up there. Kashif Daud with his first over.
And this time Fawad Nawaz makes a good connection, gets over the infield, but still he couldn't time the ball. So Neil, the discussion that we were having before the game, having the first look at the pitch, and we were having this discussion that it would be a bit difficult for the batsman to time the ball because the ball might grip a little bit, and which makes the innings in the first innings of Arvind even more special.
Oh, absolutely. Arvind, by all means, was a brilliant performance today, and I'm so sure that will set the tone for the rest of the tournament, that if one lad can do it, anyone can come through and put that kind of an effort. Meanwhile, shortish delivery, and this one, the umpire is not calling it a wide, or is he? Yes, it's called a wide. Some pressure put on the umpire there, for the wide umpire taking a close look, waiting, thinking, and then saying, I think, yes, that's a wide. So, a wide coming in. Now, what they're trying to do over here is use the advantage of the center of the wicket where the ball bounces and gives that little ping of the service and moves in really quick. He tried to do that in the previous delivery as well, but was slightly away from the batsman. This time, right on the body, but not short enough. Meanwhile, this one, again, a play and a miss. You were right, Kamran, when you said a while back that Adnan is looking out of sorts. He's tired. Maybe that is not going the DPS way. Dubai Pout secure. While Nawaz has scored 14 of 10, Khan is struggling literally on 3 runs of the 5 deliveries that he's faced.
Yeah, and I think we can safely say that after giving away 17 runs in the first over, Emirates Blues have made a good comeback in this game. And again, Adnan Khan couldn't pick the slower cutter from Dawood and just turns it to the short third man and picks up another run.
The way he's standing definitely reminds us of the great Inzamam.
I think even Inzamam look a lot thinner and smarter in front of him.
Well, I mean, you know, there's been a lot of talk about fitness amongst cricketers these days, and probably that is where the whole difference comes through. Vidya, young, fit, and he showed the results. This one is wide and missed by Bhuta. We'll get a signal there. Definitely stolen well over there.
What I meant there was that he reminds me more of Rakeem Cornwall, who is right now playing for West Indies in Manchester against England. And this defies all those stereotypes and all those things that a certain frame or certain shape of players can take up sports. So Adnan Khan taking up that baton and trying to show his skill. And this time again he lifts up the ball and fielder. This time Rohan Mustafa willingly received the catch, and that's how a short innings, and that's another look at Adnan Khan again trying to lift it and misuse it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the misery of Adnan Khan that comes to an end with this miscued shot. Wanted to play towards the onside, outside edge, ballooning and finding Rohan Mustafa right under that. Rohan again a safe pair of hands, wouldn't miss a lot of such catches. Adnan Khan walks back, and the next one to walk in was jersey number 16, Faizan Sheikh. Now Faizan will have to do something what Vidya did, not just control the innings but also pace it up, ensure that not too many wickets fall, but go on to score for his team.
Yeah, and again Neil, just the start that the White Pulse secure got 17 of the first over, and after that they struggled a bit. So that's the look at the ECB Blues bowling card. Mohammad Ayaz gave away 9 runs. 2 leg by boundaries were there. Julian Siddiq, he gave away just 7. And in this over, Dawood has given away just 6 runs. So a good comeback from ECB Blues.
This time towards the fine leg, chance of a run out, directed, but Fawaz has made it. He's definitely a good fielding performance, putting pressure on the batsman. And when you do that, you definitely put in a lot of stress in the minds of the batsmen who are running in to take those quick singles, ensuring that, hey, don't try to sneak those runs from us. Meanwhile, it's 31 for 1 after 3 overs, a run rate of 10.33, required run rate of 13.7, and change in voices in the combox. Charvi joins in. Charvi, a great start there by both the teams, I would say. It's equal on both ends.
Fantastic. It is definitely equal on both ends. They are running on par when it comes to the run rate. 31 for 1. Dubai Pearl secure. And we have the ECB Blues. They've picked up their first wicket, but they need to ensure got to ensure to take all the catches. The next one hits it hard down the ground, and a bit of a chase there for the skipper, but that will be the boundary.
A welcome boundary here. Well, I think the run rate, asking run rate has been over 13, which is, I think, is difficult to chase it down. I mean, you need to keep the run rate required in check. Well, this over is going to be finished very soon because Rohan Mustafa is bowling it from the academic end.
Joining me in the combox is Abid. Welcome back, Abid. It's been a long time, no see.
Yes, Chavi, thank you very much. Yes, we've been a little bit rusty as well by sitting at home. This one, straight as an arrow, will be a 4 runs.
That is fantastic stuff here from the Bipal Secure. Good stuff, this. And it is Fahad Nawaz, who has got in 2 boundaries in this over and 1 dot delivery. Rohan Mustafa to continue. Oh, that's a swing and a miss. Yet another boundary, back to back.
Well, things are changed in this over. This is what T10 is all about. 1 game, 1 over turns the tables down. Well, this is where Fahad Nawaz need to strike. I think Adnan Khan was very rusty. Haven't played, I think, for too long time. Otherwise, he's a very good batsman, let me tell you. But we all know that he's a very explosive batsman, especially during the power plays. In comes Rohan again. Slower one, picked it up towards the onside. Arvind comes in to field that. Would be 1 run.
It's going to be interesting to see. This match is definitely going to go down to the wire. If we talk a little bit about the run rate, the current run rate, it's about at an 11.5 runs and over. And the required has climbed up a little bit, going to 13.5 runs and over. So that's going to be a challenge.
Well, I think, Chavi, the Kashif Dawood made a difference here because his over was pretty economic. And Junaid Siddiqui also, because the quick start that DPS got was way in because of these 2 bowlers put in a good of efforts in the bowling.
That's true, that. Absolutely agree with you. That is also the end of the over. So the 4 was gone. It's 44 for 1.
So we are 4 overs past now for 44. 11 runs, exactly 11 runs run rate has been achieved. Alex Stewart was born on 8th of April, 83, and he scored 8-4, 6-3 test runs.
A good fun fact, thanks to Dafa News. So thank you, Dafa News, for keeping us entertained with facts as well. And to our viewers all across the world, we hope that you are enjoying the action. We have 3 more games on going forward, so stay with us, stay tuned. We promise a lot of entertainment for you this evening.
Well, I was surprised to know that Sir Don Bradman have hit only 6 sixes in his entire career, thanks to the Dafa News.
That is an interesting fact. Says a lot about his consistency through the ground, though.
In comes Mayappan, bowls to Fahad. Fahad played it towards the long on region here. I think there was 2 available. If they need to do this, they need to convert 1s into 2s and 2s into 3 in terms of achieving which is massive run rate of 14 runs per over.
The previous over and the start of this over has been great. The run rate has climbed to 14.1. That is going to be a bit of a struggle. Some big shots need to come in. Good control from the ECB Blues. They've gotten their control back. So Karthik Mayappan not getting enough of bat on that will frustrate the batsman.
Well, Chavi, it's not only the bowling and batting contest, it's a fielding contest as well. If you see the fielding of ECB Blues, they have a very good energetic fielders. Taimur Ali, Rohan Mustafa, Chirag Suri, the youngsters like Mayappan. All of these guys are very energetic and young lads. And compared to the team of DPS, where they have a good average fielding side, whereas they have players who really cannot, jumps like these young lads like Shafaqat Ali, Fahad Al-Hashmi, and the captain himself, Mohammad Rashid, is a fine fielder, but the fielding is somewhere which even in the shorter format of a 10 overs make differences.
Sure, I completely agree with you. Well, that do make a difference in the shorter format. Good glove work there by the keeper. Good glove work there by the keeper, Mohammad Bhuta.
Well, earlier he tried to save a 4 runs, which was from the pad of the Fahad Nawaz. Massive dive there. Couldn't save that 4, but then a brilliant effort. His wicket-keeping skills has been really well.
Oh, and that's it. That's the wicket they were looking for. And they've got their man. It is Fahad Nawaz, and good glove work there. So the second wicket down for Dubai Pearl secure.
That's what I was saying, Chow. There is a lot of difference in his wicket-keeping since earlier we used to see him back in Sharjah Stadium when he used to play. He was a part-time wicket-keeper.
Excellent bowling there. We have the next batsman in Faisal Amin walking into the middle. And it's going to be the challenging part from here is that we're in the 5th over. We're almost to the end of the 5th over. There are 5 or more overs to go. And they have 81 runs to get. So how are you going to make the most of the remaining deliveries to make it all the way to the target? I think this is going to be a fantastic game to watch.
Exactly. I would be preferring to be on towards the fielding side rather than to the batting side because lots of pressure here. Massive pressure as a batsman.
ECB Blues had a struggle in the start as well, but they recovered well. Will be given a wide.
Have you noticed the extras being bowled in this game so far? It's been so much.
Also the format. The format demands the aggression. The format demands a lot of, different modes of bowling, and that would depend. That's a biggie. That will go all the way. That's a maximum 6 runs.
Lots of bottom hand hidden it. Lots of bottom hand. Powerful shot. Dragged it towards the onside for a maximum. You need many of them.
So the 50 comes up. 5 overs gone. It's 54 for 2.
Well, still the run rate required is massive. We need they need at least 15 runs in an over from here. So because the last over would be bowled by the best bowler of ECB Blues, but it is now the danger comes in because the ball is in the danger man's hand. It's Ahmed Raza, the skipper of ECB Blues. Oh, he's what a bowler he is. A tall left arm spinner.
He was the need of the hour as well. And I think the umpires have a little bit of a check to do on the ball. A little bit of a change there.
The skipper is very calm. He's cool as cucumber. He's just focused on what is going on, and he knows that it's 14.6 per over, and he got best of his bowlers left to a bowl. Yet, because Kashif Dawood got 1, Junaid Siddiqui got 1, himself got 2. So I think Rohan Mustafa is there. I think Mohammad Ayaz, I think he'll be the most comfortable person in the ground right now.
Also not to mention, we have the inclusion of a lot of youngsters in this league. Going forward in the coming games as well, we'll be seeing a lot of youngsters on board. Oh, that's a good delivery, but that's put out all the way out of the ground. There is going to be a maximum.
Well, what a shot that is. Pure power here. A lot of bottom hand used here by Faisal. I mean, you're putting away a skipper who is currently UAE's captain. Facing him, no worries whatsoever.
Well, we have the famous case of the ball missing again.
And we'll have a lot of them in upcoming days. Chavi, let me tell you this.
Yeah, it's a shorter format game. We are expecting a lot of fireworks. The 60 comes up as well for the Dubai Pearl Secure. Another 67 runs they're required to win. So this game is going to go all the way down to the wire. It's going to go all the way down to the last over.
Yeah, DPS is fighting back, fighting well here. This over is turned out to be so far so good. They got a maximum of it from the first ball itself. In comes Ahmed Raza. Passes the umpire. Ball's a shorter one, played with soft hands. Down the leg side, third man comes in. 1-1.
Yeah, it's a pressure not only for the batsman, it's also pressure for the fielding side. $60 for 2, 5.1, 66 runs required. The run rate climbing up slowly and steadily. The required run rate has now gone up to 14.1. Good delivery that. It's good delivery that.
Yeah, a quicker one. You need to change the pace as well. You need to keep batsmen in check.
Well, to be honest, Abid, it's the slow ones that do the trick these days.
It's in the air. Ron Mustafa underneath it. No chance. It's a maximum. 6 runs. Second 6 of the over.
When runs are nice, runs are pouring in. Expensive over this.
I think that was supposed to be a catch.
Well, in shorter formats, it's the catches, as we say, the traditional saying, catches win matches.
Exactly. That's what we expect from Ruhan Mustafa at least, because he's one of the finest fielder in UAE.
A full toss, that is put away, that's another maximum. That is another maximum. What a way to end the over for Dubai Pearl Secure. They've brought up the 75 now on board. 6 overs up, 75 for 2.
$20 runs coming off from the 6th over. Well, as skipper himself got into the charge, I think that is a tactically very good thing to do as an opposition, because you need to attack their best bowler and then the rest will get into pressure automatically.
Just a quick brief for our viewers. You are watching CAFU presents Emirates D10 tournament. Coming up next, we have match number 2 for the day, Abu Dhabi versus Ajman Alabon. That's going to be another good game, so do ensure you stay tuned with us. ECB Blues are losing the toss. They were put into bat first, scored 127 of the given 10 overs. And we have the Dubai Pearl Secure, who won the toss. The skipper said, we're going to chase today. And well, they're chasing well. Required run rate now at the 13.3.
Well, Kashif Dawood has been given the ball here from the far end. I think that's the safe end where you need to give to the ball when you're in a position where the opponents have just come back into the game. That's down the leg side, pulled it over. Who wants it? Junaid Siddiqui gets it. That's an easy catch.
That is the wicket that they were looking for. Wicket number 3 for the ECB Blues. 76 for 3 on board. And that is going to be a bit of an unfortunate. This is pressure. Everything is happening here.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. When ball comes to Kashif Dawood, he's a master in to swings the ball. He swings the both ways, in and out. And yet the ball is very new so far. It's been only 6 overs, so he can still manage to swing the ball both the ways. And that's what I think the batsman was trying from the first ball. Play with the pure power, a lot of bottom hands, and usually the swing bowlers does make a trouble for you when you go for the a lot of bottom hands. Faisal Amin will be on strike because batsmen have crossed. And comes again. Kashif Dawood bowls it as full length delivery. That's wide. Extra, another extra.
Ball just drifting away a little bit, and there will be another extra. Wouldn't mind that Dubai Pulse secure. And we were talking a little bit about the atmosphere. All the games today are going to be played on the same turf. So we will see the turf behaving a little differently in every game that is to come forward. Getting a little bit of skid and pace there for the Pacers. A lot of grass on this pitch. A bit of some clay areas as well, some bald areas. Good delivery, that's got high up in the air, but will it go the distance? It will not. Only the elevation. And they will just get a couple of runs there. 48 runs now required. And the run rate has climbed up to 13.7.
Well, lucky there, Dawood. It came to the toe of the bat. It was timed beautifully, but didn't come into the middle of the wood. That's what Kashif is best at doing, putting the ball away from the right-handers and then putting it back. So it keeps batsmen guessing that which way it will come. But lots of swing in the air as well. Shorter delivery, batsman couldn't time it. That's a dot balls. Slow bouncer. I think that's a good ball.
Like I said, the slower deliveries that do the trick these days. 79 for 348 runs required. And well, everybody across the ground, the players, the support staff are on their toes. They're all gawking at the field. Interesting, this game. What a way to start this tournament. Fantastic display of cricket.
Yet another slow one. Who wants it? Rohan Mustafa drops it. That's the second drop, I would say. The fielding has been miserable for Rohan Mustafa today. They cannot let those catches go down easily. Someone like Rohan Mustafa. He's a very fine fielder, but just not able to grip the ball. This is what the fun is of a T10. You have every game a close contest.
Just goes around all the way to the last over. It's going to be really interesting to see how it goes by. And now ball's up in the air, and it will go the distance. That is runs and more runs for Dubai Pulse secure. A boundary takes the score up to 84 now, and 43 runs required for them to win this game.
What a way to get off the mark by Gul. Amazing hit by through the extra covers. So we are at the end of the over number 7. Score is 84 for the loss of 3 wickets. So 8 runs partnership only. 83 runs needed from 3 overs. Close contest.
And there's going to be a change in the comebacks. We're going to have Kamran and Neil to take you all the way to the end of the innings.
Thank you, Chavi. Interesting session of the match. If you would say the business end of the match is coming up. And at this point, Dubai Pulse secure, giving a fair shot at a very massive looking total of ECB Blues. They are 84 for the loss of 3 wickets. At the same stage in the first innings, ECB Blues were 75 for 3, 75 for 2 in fact, and they amassed 58 runs in the last 3 overs.
Well, that was all courtesy of fantastic inning coming in from Vritya Anand, Arvind, beg your pardon. Meanwhile, this time, played it towards the mid-wicket. We get a single to start the fresh over. 85 for 7.1. Amin on 18, Gul on 4. Partnership of 9 runs. That's Rohan Mustafa. Dropped a couple of catches. Over pitch delivery will fetch a single. Rohan Mustafa normally considered as a very safe pair of hands in be it international cricket or domestic cricket for that matter. One at the boundary was definitely a difficult chance, but the next one was what one would call a dolly.
Oh, here Rohan Mustafa making up for all those compliments that you gave to him. It's all about practice, and that's what cricket is. It can happen to anyone if you are not in touch. And this time plays a very powerful shot in the gap, and another 4 runs from Faisal Amin. So they are taking this game deep. And Faisal Amin, here's another look at it. Faster one, and Faisal Amin was pretty much expecting it, and he just placed it wide of long arm. Another powerful shot, but this time he would hopefully fetch only one. So Faisal Amin moves to 22 of 11, and he has to pay back because in the 9th over of the innings he gave away 27 runs.
Well, yes, this time playing it towards the covers will get a single. Good effort there in the outfield. Required run rate creeping up to 16, beg your pardon, 17 and a half with that single. And it'll keep dramatically moving up with every ball that does not get 3 runs or more. So that is what T10 is all about. Next match lined up is Team Abu Dhabi versus Ajman Alubond. Game after that is Fujairah Pacific Ventures against Team Abu Dhabi, and Dubai Pulse Secure comes again to play ECB Blues.
So 2 more overs to go, and Dubai Pulse Secure need another 35 runs in the last 2 overs. And if you compare it with the ECB Blues innings, they scored 51 in the last 2 overs. So anything is possible in this format, and the momentum is definitely with the Dubai Pulse Secure team. Faisal Amin is middling the ball pretty well, going with the strike rate of nearly 200, and they look in a very good chance. Neil?
Well, yeah, 18 runs per over in this format where you have a bunch of wickets remaining, just 3, beg your pardon, just 2 more overs to go. Well, one would take their chance. Coming into ball, this time an over pitch delivery down the leg side, the umpire calls a wide. So now this is what is going to hurt the ECB Blues extras. They started with extras. Mohammad Ayaz in the first over bowled as many as 9 extras, and now Junaid starts with 1 going down the leg side, erring in line, and that's definitely not going to help the cause for ECB Blues.
Yeah, and that brings down the equation to 34 of the 12 deliveries, 12 legitimate deliveries left in the game. DPS 93 for 3. A good delivery in the block hole, and Rahman Gul did reasonably well to get bat on that and amble across to the non-striker and give the strike to Faisal Amin. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, playing on 23 of 12, 93 for 3. Dubai Pulse Secure, and 94 with that single, and required run rate of 18. This is going to be really interesting to see how well what Amin does with Junaid coming in. He's given away just 8 runs so far.
And that's a good shot, and a mighty connection, and the ball goes out of the park for another maximum.
Well, now this is exactly what we saw in the previous game as well. Over pitch delivery, all you had to do was get under the ball and got that beautifully right into the mounds for a 6.
So 27 more needed of 10 deliveries left. So it's a very much possible, Neil.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the way these guys are hitting, the game is definitely not over. You know, I mean, yeah, you would look at in a different format, maybe an ODI or maybe for that matter, even a T20, you would call it a close game. But this one, you cannot point a finger and say that, oh, the game's going their way. Definitely, both the teams in the driver's seat, a couple of next balls will probably, decide which way the game is swinging.
That's the beauty of this T10 game, and another ball break in the game as the ball disappeared in the park in this very scenic ICC Cricket Academy Oval 1. And it's a lovely park, and it's a very good square. You can see as a very lively one. A good venue to play. The outfield is pretty fast, and with that hit, DPS has raised their 100 as well. So here's a look at the ECB Blues bowling.
Yeah, it's 1 over 9 runs, 1.2 for Junaid Siddiqui, 15 runs he's given already, 2 overs for Daud, 16 runs. The top 3 bowlers in the lineup in the order of their entry. Meanwhile, Junaid will continue with a fresh ball. And it's going to be really, really interesting on what route they take from here on. You know, they definitely need those big shots. They definitely need those big sixes, but cannot risk losing a wicket at this point because that will be detrimental to the entire chase.
Absolutely correct, Neil. And 4 more deliveries left in the game, and Junaid Siddiq is. I think this is a critical over for the outcome of this match. Junaid Siddiq is pretty experienced, and this time again he plays uppishly, but couldn't time it properly. So the fielder will intercept the ball, and 2 more to the total.
Well, yeah, inside out there. Wanted to clear the infield with the right intent, but didn't get enough power. And the ball just on the other side of the fielder's outreach hands. A couple of runs there. So 10 runs already of this over, including a 6.
So 25 more to get from the last 9 deliveries of this opening contest of and another good ball from Junaid Siddiq right in the block hole. The batsman couldn't do much about it, and that's how he gets out. And it's Faisal Amin who is returning back to the hutch. Neil?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, the kind of quality bowler that Junaid is, he had to come back, and what a beautiful movement away from the bat. Just the toe edge is all the batsman could get, and ended up giving in a simple catch to the fielder at covers. Samin comes back, and it's Seth who comes in. Ibtisham Seth, wearing jersey number 7. He quickly ran in to change his gloves, maybe a favorite pair of gloves, or probably the lucky glove, as they say. Have you had any pair of lucky gloves or lucky pads in your cricketing days?
Well, everyone has it, some kind of superstition, but these are the matches coming up. This is the first one, which is about to end. We have only 8 more deliveries left in this game. 25 more to get for the Dubai Pulse secure team, putting up a very nice chase to Emirates Cricket Blues total. So here's a look at the Dafa News digital streaming partners on your screen. Junaid Siddiq, 2 more deliveries to go. Another good delivery right in the block hole. The batsman could not do much about it. So this is where the experience is counting, Neil.
Undoubtedly, and again, you know, you've just got a wicket. The adrenaline rush is so high, and you have that kind of confidence just after a wicket as a fast bowler that I've got a wicket. I've got this in control, and I'm going to do it for my team, and that's exactly what Junaid Siddiqui is doing. Plus, the amount of pressure that Dubai Pulse Secure is undergoing right now, with just a little over 1 over remaining, and you lose a wicket of the guy who was actually steering you to victory. Well, that's where the entire momentum shift happens. Junaid Siddiqui, last ball of the 9th over. And that one has been spanked, and the ball goes out of the park. The umpires will have to fetch a new ball, and that's a 6. A good way to end the over. The 9th over finishes with a 6. Look at this. The half tracker gets underneath the ball, and what a fantastic pull. The ball would be found out in the practice nets, maybe another 30 yards outside the boundary line there.
So the game is very, very interestingly poised. And 18 to get of the last over for DPS. And Junaid Siddiq bowled comparatively a very good over. He gave away 24 runs and picked up 1 wicket in his 2 overs. So it will be a very interesting finish, because 18 is very much possible on this surface and this outfield, a couple of boundaries, a couple of inside edges, and apparently a third man is inside the circle, or is he going back? We'll have to see. So field placement will be very, very important. And any edges or any half shots. So definitely they need 2 boundaries of the first 3 deliveries, I think, Neil.
Well, 18 runs. They could finish with 3 sixes. Ayaz was erring in line a lot early on today when he came to bowl the opening over. But again, experience is what matters, and with a calm, cool captain in Ahmed Raza giving him some insightful information, I'm so sure that Ayaz would have a lot of support backing in. Last over, 18 runs required. Ayaz coming into bowl. Let's see which way this match sways. First ball. Played it in the gap. Ahmed Raza. And what a splendid effort going in Wales. That's a 4.
Excellent outcome for DPS. And a good start to the over. Here's another look. He tried to bowl a slow one probably in the block hole, and batsman just placed it. So DPS looks favorite at this moment, because Ayaz struggled in his very first over as well. He gave away 17. And this time the bowled up back of length, umpire signaling wide, and they try to steal a run, and they have as a result of and they have scored 2 more runs. So in the end they have scored 3 runs on a wide delivery. So
well, yeah, come on, this was doable. Mohammad Bhuta and Ayaz. Surprisingly, both of them are wearing jersey number 17, and both of them missed simple hits on the stumps where the batsman had almost given up on running into the crease. Very, very interesting scenes, I tell you. 116 runs on the board and 5 more deliveries to come. So this game is going anywhere but one way.
So 11 more to get for DPS in 5 deliveries to come. And this time it's a full toss, and it has been placed in the vacant area, and it has gone to the boundary for 4 more runs.
Poor execution of bowling by Mohammad Ayaz. The pressure is now mounting up, and definitely a poor delivery, a low full toss, and all the batsman had to do is just deflect it, direct it right in the vacant backward point region for a 4.
7 more to get of just 4 deliveries, and as we were discussing, that DPS needed a couple of boundaries to start this over, and they have scored 11 of the first 2 deliveries. So an excellent start for DPS, and wow, what a comeback from DPS.
Well, I mean, look at it from this perspective, Kamran, that they never lost any grip on the game from the very beginning. Ayaz, meanwhile, third ball.
Another full toss, and this time it has been placed straight to the fielder. So 1 more, And Ayaz was a bit lucky that he didn't get called for no ball for the Beamer.
Well, yeah, but then the fielders, the captain, everyone giving him a piece of advice on how to ensure that he pitches the ball, because he will get some help once he pitches the ball on the wicket, not of a full toss delivery. Ayaz, again, that is pressure.
6 more to get of 3 deliveries. 5 to tie the game. Are we going to see a super over in the first game of the CAFU presents Emirates D10?
Oh, that would be interesting. Ayaz coming into goal. That's his fourth delivery.
A good delivery and straight to the long off. They are trying to steal the second run, but a good throw from the fieldsman. So only 1 as a result. So they need 5 more from the 2 deliveries. It's anybody's game, and even a super over is possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way Ayaz has been erring in line, bowling those full tosses, one poor ball and the batsman will make merry of it. But we'll have to wait and watch, because as I say, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, as many times as you would have heard this line in various commentary boxes, but this stands true even today. Ayaz, 5th ball of the over.
To Tisham Seth. And this time he has lifted it, and we have to see if it lands safely. Yes, it has landed in between the fielders. So 2 more to the total.
Well, yes, and that will now bring in for the last over frenzy. Last ball, 3 runs required. Just 3 runs required of the last ball. Will it be a super over? Just 2 runs required for that, and 3 runs to win. Ayaz has to pitch the ball, cannot bowl a full toss now.
I'm expecting another slower delivery, and if Tisham Seth is to face the most critical delivery of the match. So for last delivery of the match is coming up, and if you recall the legendary Iftikhar Ahmed, so there are not 4 more required, it's 3 more required. Here comes Ayaz to Tisham Seth, and he connects it. He is going for it, and he might go for the second one that would tie the game. Throw it, and they have missed the throw, and it's a tie.
Wow, what a fantastic turn of events. It would have been a single, it would have been a run-off if Bhuta would have collected it clean, but a throw on 1 bounce, Bhuta misses it. There was a backup lucky for ECB, and the scores are leveled. Who had expected in the very first game of CAFU presents Emirates D10, we will see a tied game. Wow, that is fantastic.
A high scoring cliffhanger at the end of the 20 overs. None of the teams came in front. They both ended with 126 runs each. And what a finish. What a finish. So as per the tournament, so as per the tournament rules, both teams are tied with the runs at the end of their 10 overs. So for this T10 format, the tiebreaker rule is that. So in this match will be decided on the basis of which team has hit more boundaries. So while the scorers and scorers are doing their magic, so we can go through the special performances, because it's the T10 format and back-to-back matches. So in the round matches, there is no tiebreaker super over. So at the end of the innings, both teams are scoring 126. ECB Blues, they had scored 126 at the loss of only 3 wickets. And in the Pulse secured, they have scored 126. So from ECB Blues, they did not have. Here's at the look at the Dubai Pulse Secure scorecard. Far Nawaz got them to a good start, and this is ECB Blues. Mohammad Ayaz, their frontline bowler, could not come up to the expectations. Gave away 30. Engineer Siddiq bowled reasonably well. 24 of his 2 overs. Kashadao bowled well. 2 for 16. Ron Mustafa bowled 2 overs for 21 runs. Weapon gave away 10 runs and he had got 1 wicket. So here's the match summary. Here the top performers of this game. ECB Blues batted first and they scored 126 for the loss of 3 wickets. And Arvind, they scored 83 of 29 with 7 fours and 7 sixes in innings. Mohammad Usman supported him well, 31. He scored 31. Mohammad Bhuta for 4. Tariq took 2 for 14. And in reply, Dubai Pearl secured the leveled the score on the last ball. So with that, we will take a short break and we will come back shortly. Check, 1, 2, check.
तो अच्छा देव ECB Blue queuing in? Who's queuing in?
हाँ लेकिन at last we got some good partners.
I was the only one that actually went.
साथ फटाफट ब्लूज को बाहर निकालो ना, सारी टीम को बाहर निकालो। रेडी तो नहीं है?
तो क्यों करेंगे?
So it is the end of the first match of the CAFU Presents Emirates D10, and what a phenomenal match that we've experienced. Team 1, ECB Blues, comes in, scores 126 on the back of a fantastic performance by Rityan, and then comes in their competitor, Dubai. How do they do this? They score exactly 126 and then the scores are level. But then, as per the rules of this match, this tournament, the match will be won in a situation where there is a tie by the rule of the most number of boundaries scored. This might sound like a tennis score, but well, that's how it is. 19-15 in favor of ECB Blues. So ECB Blues are declared the winner of the first ever match of the CAFU Presents Emirates D10. With me is Mr. Mubashir Usmani, the chief of ECB. Chief, fantastic start. Did you imagine this is how it would go?
Yeah, the way Dubai Pulse and ECB Blues played the game, I think it shows the interest and the commitment from both the sides, and I hope this will be expected in all the coming matches.
Well, absolutely. We've got a little paper from the match referee which calls out the name of the player of the match. Did you expect any other name apart from this?
Definitely not anyone after looking the whole match, and when the person mentioned it deserves this.
Well, yes, very deserving. Vritya Arvind, 83 runs of 29 deliveries. Vritya, amazing performance. What did you have for breakfast today?
Thank you. Actually, I woke up late. I wake up at 12, so I woke up and I had lunch. I had rice and chicken, and I came in. And yeah, that's it.
So anyone who's looking to score good runs, it's a combination of carbs and proteins, rice and chicken, right, Vritya, and wake up late?
Yeah, 100%.
Vritya, congratulations on a fantastic performance. A great upstart in the first game. When you came in, 6-4-2 was the scoreboard. That's how it looked like. You came on one down and Chirag departed immediately after. What was running in your mind at that point in time?
No, it's a new format for me. I've never played T10 before, so I had a clear plan. I just wanted to stay till the end, but then keep the scoreboard moving as well. And once I got in, I think it was easier to clear the ropes. I think I just backed myself and I did that.
Lovely. Easier said than done. Vritya, congratulations on this fantastic performance. Please collect your winning medal as the man of the match of the first game. Ladies and gentlemen, Vritya Arvind, a fantastic performance there. 83 runs of 29 balls, and that is the end of the presentation ceremony. We will see you at the beginning of game number 2, right here at the ICC Academy. This is CAFU Presents Emirates D10.